but now it's all over.
What you talking about? What's going on?
Week 9. That's what's going on, man. Sorry, I'm just a little bit tired. So this is your chance, man, to like break away. I
Oh,
was like, yeah, man, you might want to take advantage here.
funny you say that, but we'll get into it when we get into it, man.
Welcome to Pick Six, where we cover 6 teams in the NFL, that being the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Niners, the Chargers,
Oh, the Packers.
Packers, and of course, our winning Steelers.
Yes, sir.
Man, I don't even really know how to feel about the Steelers, but we'll get to it in just a second. Eric, my goodness, there's been a lot going on in sports.
You know what? Let's just break the cat out of the bag, all right? Ain't nothing to say here other than go Dodgers, baby.
Oh,
All
yes.
right. Go Dodgers.
Oh, my goodness. It consumed my life. The Fall Classic completely consumed my life. It's like nothing else mattered in the world. I had no freaking, like, nothing. No, I had no family. No anything. Nothing existed in my life. Every single second that I was awake, that's all I'd be into. But that is behind us now.
And that was able to show because you dropped
Mm.
in the records. Our records for the season have actually been pretty dead even. Kind of took a step down this week. All right. My record is at 24-15, but he's still a champ. He's still the pick six champ. His record dropped to 22-17. All right. Let's talk football now. We got the Dallas Cowboys walking into the ATL to play the Falcons. Cowboys are 3-4 coming off a loss in Santa Clara. Falcons coming off another win against them Bucs, sweeping the Buccaneers at 5-3. What do we have here, man? The Cowboys have not been playing all that great, which I feel like we say that at least a few times a year. But let's hear what you got to say.
Hey, man, what the heck's going on with the Buccaneers?
Baker Mayfield? I don't know.
Hey, take it easy on my boy Baker, man. I thought he was. I'm like, wait a second, hold on. They lost again to the freaking Falcons.
The Dirty Birds.
What the heck? Come on, man. Come on, Mayfield. I'm over here rooting for you, man. Got a reputation to upkeep. All right. So the Cowboys coming off of the freaking cool boy at school freaking game between the Niners and the Cowboys, the two cool kids or whatever, the two Zach Morrises. Steelers are more like AC Slater. But anyway, I would say this, man. The Cowboys, honestly, man, I think they're going to go and they're going to dominate the Falcons. Yeah, I do. I think they're going to dominate the Falcons. The Cowboys were coming off of a bye week, correct?
They were coming off a bye week before they played the Niners,
and then they lost. And then they went to Santa Clara. They lose. They lose the cool guy competition because that's what it is between those two. It's the cool guy competition. Now it's time to get playing. Now it's time to get back to play some football. You come off of a bye week. First of all, you get slaughtered before you go into your bye week. I mean, you get smashed, embarrassed. Okay. You come back into a cool guy competition rivalry between you and the Niners. You lose that. Now you go over there with the Dirty Birds. It's like if you lose this one, Cowboys, if you lose this one, I think that just rips the souls out of them. And I think I'm not saying they don't win another game this season, but I think their season is done as opposed to their confidence level and them making the playoffs. They may still win a few games, but I think it's over.
You know what, man? The Falcons are a pretty good team. They're a really solid team. They've been hitting their stride. Have they been perfect? Absolutely not. I mean, they're 5-3. Kirk Chains has been doing his thing. He's been hitting his receivers and everything like that. They have pieces. They could be a contender in the NFC. Okay. Am I saying that they're cream of the crop of the NFC? No, but they could definitely be up there. I gotta go Falcons, man. I mean, the Cowboys, they're not on that. I don't know, man. They're not that good of a team. I'm sorry.
3
Cowboy
losses
fans.
in a row.
Yes.
Damn.
And I say that with conviction. I don't think they go into Atlanta and beat the Falcons. I just don't. They haven't shown me anything to say or to tell me otherwise. So, yeah, I got the Falcons. Kirk Chains doing his thing out there.
If you guys lose this one, Cowboys, look, man, it's not early in the season anymore. Okay, we've hit the midpoint here. I mean, 3 losses in a row now. No. I go Cowboys, man. That can't happen. That can't happen.
Next, we have the Las Vegas Raiders walking in to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. The Raiders are 2-6 coming off a loss against the Kansas City Taylor Swift Chiefs. The Bengals are 3-5 coming off a loss against the Eagles. Who would have thought that the Bengals would be 3-5 right now? They started off slow, looked like they were starting to hit their stride a little bit, and then they lose to the Eagles. So that's a little bit of a story there. But they have the Raiders this week. They should beat the Raiders. But what do you have to say on this one, man?
Who would have thought? Who would have thought that I was almost right? Okay. That I was almost right. I get it. Almost doesn't count. But I was almost right. I went out on a limb and I said the Raiders will beat the Kansas City Taylor Swifts. I was almost right, man. I was almost right. Okay, people were saying that that's going to be a blowout. Oh, man, that's not even a challenge. I was almost right. The Las Vegas Tom Brady's gave everything.
So with these names,
they gave everything to the Kansas City Taylor Swifts. Okay, they did. They gave them everything, man. So I'm taking a moral victory on this one.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Congratulations.
It feels good. Victory feels good.
It does.
It does, man. Being victorious. So I don't want to hear any of this like, oh, you were wrong. No, I'm taking a moral victory.
Too much negativity.
Too much negativity, man. Let the rest of the world have that. I take a moral victory and it feels great. It does, man. It does. Because I took a chance. And that's what you got to do in life. Take a chance. And I did. Moral victory. I'm taking my victory laps. Hooray. So, where's this game at?
It's in Cincinnati.
Ooh, in Cincy. Not a lot of storyline in Cincinnati of like, oh, is it hard to play there? Is it not hard to play there? It's like really there's nothing that comes out of Cincinnati, right? Man, I would like for the Raiders to win, but after, being in this emotional, hard playing game against the Taylor Swifts, man, their main rival. I just the Bengals, it's always said, you're as good as your record says. Yes, and ultimately that's what really matters. But the Bengals, I believe, are better than what the record says. However, the record is what counts. But you get a team like the Raiders in there, which should be the Tom Brady's. And, who knows, man? Look, this could be a turnaround. Maybe Tom Brady is going in. You know what? I'm seeing something different from them. I'm starting to see something different from them. I think something's happening, man. I'm still going to go Bengals, okay? I'm still going to go Bengals against my better judgment, I'm going to go Bengals on this one because everything's telling me to go with the Las Vegas Tom Brady's. All right.
What is up with these
Against it's the 5% Tom Brady's, man.
We got you.
I'm telling you guys, I see something different happening here. Maybe I should, man. Maybe okay. Who are you going with?
All right.
Because let me think about this.
So the Raiders are 2-6. They're not. They haven't been playing very good football. I guess last week against the Chiefs, they played all right. They played pretty good. If the only way that they were going to beat the Chiefs, for those of you who don't know, Aiden O'Connell is the last quarterback to beat Patrick Mahomes. He was injured last week. Okay, so just throwing that out there. Even though you could say, oh, well, he didn't have a completed pass in the second half of that game. Hey, man, he still beat him. He still beat Taylor Swift fair and square. All right, but anyways, the Bengals, they're 3-5. They should be hungry for a win, man. Like, they know that they are underperforming. They really do. And they look around, in their locker room and say, hey, man, we should be at the top or close to the top of the AFC. And they are not. They're not even close to the top in their division right now. So I think that they're going to come in and blow out the Raiders because they should have some sort of fight, some sort of, like we have to win. We have to start doing our thing, hit our stride, So I'm going to go Bengals. I want the Raiders to win. Don't get me wrong, as a Steelers fan, but it's Bengals going 3-6. I don't think so.
Man, damn that. Let's go get it, Las Vegas Tom Brady's. I'm going with Tom Brady 5% Raiders, man. That's who I'm going to go with. I see something different, man. I see something different. Do the Bengals have Tom Brady on their side?
They have Joe Burrow. That's all they get. They don't have Tom Brady. They don't.
And by the way, what has Joe Burrow done for them? They're what, 3 and whatever?
Yeah.
Bunch of pathetic losers. They're pathetic.
Wow.
Go get them, Tom Brady's. Go get them. Go get them. Go get them, man. Okay? This team belongs to Tom Brady. All he does is win. That's all he does. I'm telling you, it just takes a minute or two for them to get the groove, for them to get the Tom Brady in them. But this is I go Las Vegas Tom Brady's here.
I love the amount of faith that you have in a team that looks like they're completely tanking. But that's fine. That's fine by me. All right, that's fine by me.
Tom doesn't tank, man.
Tom
doesn't tank. Do you remember that Super Bowl against Matty Ice? I forgot how they were down like 30 to something.
Okay, see, they're down 28-3.
Okay, and that was what at halftime.
That was like midway into the third quarter.
I don't know. These Bengals are gonna get crushed. They're gonna get crushed, man.
We weren't even talking about the Falcons anymore, and they still wound up getting bullied for that. All right. Next, we have the Chargers walking into Cleveland to play the Browns. Chargers are 4-3, coming off a win on Thursday night against the New Orleans Saints, or Aints, depending on who you want to call them. The Browns are 3-5, coming off of a shocking win against the Baltimore Ravens. Jameis Winston, former Heisman Trophy winner. Oh, wait. National champion winner. I'm sorry. Was he Heisman? I don't know. But he did win the Natty in college. How do you feel on this one, man? You have Herbert against Winston. I mean, that tells the whole story.
That's the matchup of the ages right here, man. Who would have thought the Browns were going to take it to the Ravens, man? I was watching that. I was like, wow, that is, I mean, I don't want to be rooting for the Browns, okay? But for damn sure, I don't want to be rooting for the Ravens. So it's not me rooting for the Browns. It was me more rooting against the Ravens. But it was cool to see. I was like, all right, good. Shoot the damn Raven bird down. This, honestly, man, I think this can turn out to be like game of the week, man. I think this turn out to be a pretty damn good game. I think they're pretty evenly good matched. The Chargers. Well, go for it. Because I'm trying to get my thoughts together here. Because I thought I was gonna go one way, but I think I'm changing my thoughts here.
All right, so the Browns look pretty impressive, man. They looked pretty impressive last week. And for those of you who haven't been paying attention, the Ravens, 2 out of the 3 losses have been to the Browns and to the Raiders. That's something, ain't it? Just throwing that out there. Anyways, Chargers have actually been looking pretty good. They haven't been great. It's been kind of flying under the radar as far as just the record and the way they've been playing. I know they have storylines with Harbaugh, they got all that going for them. Part of me wants to pick the Browns because it's at home. I'm gonna go Chargers. I do think that they are the better team, but my goodness, if Jameis Winston does his thing once again, and if the quarterback play is the way that it was last week, the Browns could actually be a pretty good team.
It's we're getting to that time of the year where weather is starting to come in. Do you take that into consideration? I mean, the Chargers are a California team.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the game, man. But yeah, I take that into a little bit of consideration.
I mean, it's starting to get cold here for us, and we're talking about like freaking 65 degrees.
That's real cold right there. All right, everybody else judging color 60 degrees, man. That is cold.
All right. Man, I think this is a pretty tough one to pick. I'm not really sure if there's a wrong answer till after this game takes place. Where did you go? I'll just go the opposite.
I went Chargers.
Okay, I'll go Browns. I think there's a pretty evenly match here. So, the Browns, I mean, they're decent, but I think the Chargers are somewhat decent as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? They're not too far off on.
Yeah, I don't think they're too far off, man. So I'll go Browns.
How do you feel about the Deshaun Watson situation? You think that it's going to hurt them, or you think that they could potentially do something?
No, I think it actually brought energy to the team.
Man.
I do. I mean, Winston in there, I think it brought a different energy to the team. So that's not a good thing as a Steeler fan. I still don't feel that threatened by them, but they're playing against the Chargers. So
if the quarterback play could be consistent like it was last week, that team could really be a team to be reckoned with. I'll say that.
Yeah,
they do have a good enough defense. I know maybe it struggled a little here and there, but they have pieces on offense as well. So that should be interesting to see. Next, we have America's Game of the Week between the Detroit Lions. They're going into Lambeau to play the Packers. Lions 6-1, coming off of a blowout win against the Titans. Did you watch that game?
No, I did not.
Better that you did.
Yeah.
Then we had the Packers are 6-2, coming off a win against Jacksonville. That was a bit of a better game. Okay, you got Jordan Love. You got Jared Goff. You got 2 really good teams, both in the same division, both fighting for first place, maybe even the first seed. How do we feel on this one, man?
You just kind of like getting the Vikings and throwing them out the window?
Yeah.
Damn.
No, I don't want to sound like that. All right. I'm just saying, I feel like these 2 teams out of the 3 have proved themselves. Minnesota still hasn't really proved themselves.
Damn, even though they went undefeated for like 5 games straight.
Then they lost to the Lions. And then they lost to the Rams. I still there's still things that I need to see from the Vikings for me to truly call them a contender.
Meanwhile, in the NFC North, the Bears are over there. Hey, how come you don't talk about us? All right. So, this is Lambeau.
It's in Lambeau, land of the Cheeseheads.
Yeah, you know what? I think the Lions are that damn good. I do. They gave the Vikings their first loss, which I'm not even sure the Vikings have even still recovered from. I think they are that damn good, man. I would like the Packers to win on this one, but I mean, the only thing the Packers got some good things going for them. Don't get me wrong. I just think the Lions got everything better than them. The only thing I could probably just see is just the home field advantage. Outside of that, man, I think the Packers are still a good team. I think the Packers can still make the playoffs. I don't see them getting the division over the Lions, and the Lions are going to let it be known that they are on the top of that division this week.
You know what, man? I truly believe that these teams split the season series, and maybe they play each other in the playoffs, which that might happen. I really wouldn't be shocked if it did. The fact that it's in Lambeau, I kind of somewhat want to favor the Packers a little bit. You know what? I'll go Packers. I do think they'll split. Okay, I can see this game going either way. Just since it's in Lambeau, I will give the Packers benefit of the doubt a little bit. Okay, when I say a little bit, I mean by 51 to 49 percentage. Okay, if I did the proper math right there, I think I did. All right, but yeah, I mean these two teams are really good. Arguably 1 and 2 in the NFC. Two best teams in the NFC. So it should be interesting, man. Well, who else would you put up there? Right now, it's not the Niners are not up there. You know, maybe if they could rack up a couple wins, maybe they'll be right back up there. But
wow, you know what? That's interesting, man. Nobody in the West. The East. Who's the best in the East?
Washington.
Wow.
Washington might be third.
Okay.
I do believe these are the two best teams in the NFC right now.
Yeah, because the South, I don't think it's any one of them. Wow, yeah. Damn, that may be true, man. And by the way, the Vikings may be up there too.
They could be.
It could be the three best teams in the whole conference could be all in the NFC North.
Yeah, that division this season has proven to be the best division in the league.
Wow.
You know, last year it was the AFC North. This year it looks like it's going to be the NFC North. So
I didn't even think about that. But yeah, all right.
All right. So next we have the two teams that are on a bye week that we cover. 49ers, 4-4 on a bye. How do you feel about them so far this year?
Cool Kids got the win over the other cool kid, man. Zach Morris beat Zach Morris. Yeah, I mean, it's the NFC West. Yeah, I mean they're doing. I mean they're not. To me, they're not blowing anybody's socks off. You know, they're there. They're somewhere in the middle. They can make the playoffs if they keep doing what they're doing. I'm not saying they can bust the door down and get in there. They're not really wowing me. They're not really telling me like, oh, they suck or they're great. They're just kind of somewhere like in the middle of the pack for me.
Yeah. I mean, look, they really do have a talented squad. I mean, everybody knows that. The coaching concerns me. It really does. And I feel like those flaws have been showing this season. They really have. Hopefully they could get Christian McCaffrey back. Let's just hope so. Because
is there any update on that? I remember a while back I was hearing that he was a comeback, and it's been, I don't know, like 2-3 weeks or something.
Okay, yeah, there has been, but my concern is that he hasn't, from what I understand, he hasn't really got the proper train either, Like he hasn't training camp. I don't even know if he played in training camp. So there's a thing of being physically ready and football ready. Is he football ready?
Yes.
He might be physically ready, but you got to be football ready as well. Maybe that's why he hasn't started in a game or anything like that. So we'll see, man. Hopefully they get him back. There's a bye week. Maybe he could try to get football ready this week. I mean, it might take some time, but they're 4-4. The division isn't all that good. I mean, the Cardinals are atop of the division at 4-4, so they're right in it. There's no real room to panic yet. I mean, even though you haven't played your best football at all. So, yeah, they still have hope over there in Santa Clara.
All right.
And last but not least, we're having a talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. 6-2 on a 3-game winning streak. Heading into the bye, they beat the New York Football Giants that play in Jersey. How do we feel about them Steelers?
Well, first of all, let me go ahead and say, man, that man, I like this little jacket right here I got, man. Makes me look a little, what do they say, fly? I don't know, whatever it may be, man. I almost feel like a coach a little bit. I almost feel like I need to go out there and just start yelling at players, man. You know what I mean? Just tossing them the ball. It's I don't know. How do I look? It looks good. I think it looks good, man.
You look like you have the playbook, but instead it's just like the Denny's menu on it.
Yeah, man. Getting moons over my hammy. All right, so going into the bye week, I can see good and bad out of it, right? Russell Wilson only got 2 games against bad teams. Looks good, right? Do you really want to cool off the burners right now when he just barely started getting into the mix? I'm glad he got 2 games and not 1. All right. So do you really want to cool it off now? And by the way, do you want to give this time for Justin Fields to just kind of sit there and just give him time to think about all this? Like, I would have rather the bye week been behind us and let's just keep it going. That you made the switch, just keep it going. Just keep it going, man. He's going. He's on a roll. He's going. He's rolling. He's rolling. Look, man, I've been liking what I see from them. I do. Najee Harris, man, I'll tell you. Gosh, man, this dude, good gosh, this guy is fighting for every extra yard. See, something happened. Something happened. Because I always thought Najee Harris was good. I never thought he was great. I said, even from last season, the season before, I always said, look, he's not great, but put him in a great team and he will do some good things, right? I always thought he was good. You could build around him, but I never thought he was great. Man, he is starting to look great. Like, wow. You know, if he keeps it up, just the way he's been, if he's like that every game, like, I mean, he turned from good to great.
Yeah. And then it puts less on whoever's playing quarterback, you know, because if you're doing really good in the running game, that means, you know, quarterback doesn't have to throw as many passes. You don't have to rely on Fields or Wilson as much because you got a good running game. He's been doing really well. So shout out Najee.
That being said, why the heck can we not get in the end zone? Why is it always Boswell that needs to come in and score the points? I mean, eventually we make our way into the end zone. Eventually, right? Eventually they end up where they're supposed to be when they were there like 3-4 different times. And they're supposed to get in there. But they don't.
Hey, man, if we didn't have Boswell this year, you know how – I don't know how our record would be. Imagine if it were 2015 and we had Josh Scobie as our kicker.
Oh, yeah.
You guys remember who Josh Scobie is? I know Snoop Dogg remembers.
Yeah, go ask Snoop Dogg about that.
But if Chris Boswell isn't as good as he is, this team is not 6-2.
No, absolutely not, man. And not only Chris Boswell, but special teams. Special teams. Who in the heck relies on special teams to do the most damage in a football game? Special teams can do some good things, don't get me wrong. But no team is saying like, man, the defense is, pretty good. The offense, they're struggling. Oh, man. But that's special teams. I'll tell you, man. Watch out, man. Watch out, because that kickoff could be brutal, man. These special teams, man. I'll tell you. Dog, the Steelers are becoming that team. They're becoming that team. But the crazy thing is, it's working.
They're making teams want to go for it on 4th and 15 from their own 30 rather than punting at this point. It's insane. And every field goal that another team kicks, it seems like if they don't block it, man, are they rushing? And if it's a punt, man, are they rushing to that punter? You better watch out. And that is something that I could admire at least. Even if they don't get it, man, are they dying trying?
They're like right there. They're freaking skinning the ball. I've never done this. I tip my cap to special teams, man. I don't think I've ever done that. Always to defense, offense, a player in the offense, a player on the defense, but never. But here we go. Special teams. Bam, right there, man. Coming from the pick 6 champ. So, bam. No, you know what? I think they're in a good spot. Like I said, the bye week actually concerns me more than it doesn't concern me.
Really?
Yeah, it does, man. Because you know what? They're finding their groove. They're starting to light up a little bit.
You think so?
Okay. Let me explain light up. Okay, they're winning, and winning fixes everything. Okay, it fixes everything. We're over here saying like, wait, how come you're not scoring? How come you're not doing? Yes, absolutely. You gotta clean all that up, especially with the schedule that's coming up. Mm-hmm. Okay. All that being said, I don't want them to cool off, man. I don't want them to. Maybe I could turn it into a positive and say like, well, they could use this time to clean that stuff up. Yeah, sure, why not? But I just kind of want them. Hey, you get the victory. Let's go. Let's just keep going.
I mean, look. Okay, we have two different outlooks on this. I think it's a perfect time. All right, they played the Giants, who were actively self-destructing like the Yankees in Game 5 of the World Series.
Whoa, Danny Dimes, man.
Danny Dimes. Just the whole team was self-destructing. At some point, and I said it, they had the same amount of points as they did offensive penalties. They had 9 points.
I don't know the name of their head coach, but that dude was comedy, just exploding on the sideline, man, after every freaking penalty that the offense just kept on shooting themselves in the foot with.
You know what? You guys can let me know. Okay, who was worse, the Giants on Monday night or the Yankees in Game 5? Just let me know. And I hate the fact that I don't know if I hate the fact, but it's two New York teams. Okay, I'm just throwing that out there as well. So
it was a bad night to be a New Yorker.
It really was. It's been a bad week for them. But look, man, there's stuff that they need to clean up. Are they winning? Yes, they are. But I mean, they beat the Giants by a possession, by 8 points. The Giants are looked at as one of the worst teams in the NFL, if not the worst team in the NFL. Okay, they played the Carolina Panthers in Germany. Mm-hmm. Everybody's making fun of that game. I actually call that a game. I don't know, just for fun. Well, maybe it won't be very fun, but you get my point, right? So this comes at a perfect time. Steelers' schedule does not get any easier from now to really from now on for the rest of the season, because if you make the playoffs, you're not going to be playing any pushover teams unless you're playing the 7th seed and they suck. But yeah, this is really needed. Hopefully they could fix up the stuff that they need to. And yeah, I mean, you got the Commanders. They're there, no pushover. And then you have our division, you have Philly, and then you have the Kansas City Taylor Swift on Christmas Day. So it should be interesting. I'm glad that we get to see how good this team really is, that they get tested this season. Because last season everybody was kind of like, well, they haven't really played anybody. They're playing people. They're playing good teams this season. All right. I'm glad they're being tested. I know a lot of fans would probably be a little bit scared. I'm happy about it. Maybe I won't be after the games, but oh well. And all they need to do, like I said before, all they need to do from now to the end of the season is be mediocre. Even if they're mediocre, they're probably going to find their way into the playoffs. Okay, they're already 6-2.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. If Russell Wilson can continue to do his thing, he did look good on Monday night. I'm not going to discredit the Steelers like that. He did look good. He could have had an even better night, but, we had costly holding calls on a touchdown play, and George Pickens got hit out of the end zone, could not get his second foot in. That took back another touchdown. So I think we'll be just fine. All right. But if we could fix up the things that we need to, that's all that needs to happen.
Yeah, I don't think there needs to be too many adjustments because they find themselves in the red zone. They find themselves there. Okay. It's just they don't get in.
It's a different story from last season to this season. Last season, they just weren't moving the ball.
Right.
This season, they are moving the ball. They're just not cashing in.
Right.
It's two different teams. I know it kind of looks similar. They kind of do look similar, but they have their differences, man. And I do think they look better this year.
All right. Well, you might need to set your alarms if you're going to be calling the Germany game, man. So set your alarms and see if this guy is up in the morning, eating a donut and drinking some hot chocolate, calling the game.
I'd have to wake up like around 6 o'clock if I do that. We'll see. We'll see how I feel,
The price to pay to live in the Golden State, huh?
Beautiful.
Congratulations to our World Series Los Angeles Dodger champions. And now we look forward to going and getting that Vince Lombardi trophy.
Oh, yeah. We're going to the Super Bowl, baby. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. You could deny it all you want, but it's happening.
Go Steelers.
You already know. Go Steelers, man. Here we go.